Good morning, star seeds. God morning to you. Sunday. I thought it was the day of rest, but no, it's the day of work for me. Sunday morning, I wake up at 6 a.m. I grab my cup of coffee. I go outside to start talking with the Lord and start trying to get some messages coming in. I'm like, what's up with all the confusion? Why am I seeing this axial seaboard? Why is everybody talking about this dense fog, and now it has like this chemical in it of 2.5, which is like 2.5 is the it's like 2.5 millimeters, I guess, but it is supposed to be at 0. So these fine particles that are in and of this fog, let's talk about it. So after going down the rabbit hole, this is what I've come up with. All the fog. Okay, now this is coming from Miss Woo Woo, who believes in everything, right? Just today, I wanted to focus on just God and see what he had to say about it. So all the places that have got unusual fog persistency for days. I just started writing, and then God and I were kind of going back and forth and just writing down all the logical things from our awareness that we are at today, and then be able to put them into a bigger picture, okay? This is how I usually get most of my answers. Anyway, drones, places spotted most, fog most. All places that have identifiers have independently have something in common. All places have identifiers that independently have something in common. It seems to me that the fibers that are growing off of this dense fog seem to really like anything moist and grows more like a mold spore to me. Possibly, in my opinion, like that of the ocean floor. Do you see where I'm going with this? And it seems to be, in the world that we live in, they all want you over here thinking about this, when really this is what's going on. The things that weapons have in common with underground volcanoes and above ground volcanoes is some of that. I just don't want to get flagged, so I don't want to say too much. They can be measured in radiation size, seismic activity, and I heard the 7th trumpet blow. So something about the 7th trumpet blowing, maybe we have 7 volcanoes a chain around the line of Cancer. And here again, this is the 3rd time I have talked about volcano stuff, and then I looked down at the Cancer line and I followed it around my globe, and boom, ended up again in the same spot with India. So there's something that all these places have in common. I think it's volcanoes. And I think that ash, I think that the things that are growing in your cat poop in your lawn is actually mold spores from the bottom of the ocean. So, if you're wondering what's going on and you don't think our government is being open and honest about it, you're right. They're not. And I think it's more than one thing. I think it's all the things, right? But I think one of them is pretty big, because Central and Eastern America, Southern California, Minnesota, Harriman, Indiana, or India. Something about Indiana too, because that's the 2nd time I've accidentally almost said Indiana. And in Indonesia, they all lay on this Cancer line, except for Minnesota. So I believe that if you connect the dots, like literally connect the dots, like get out your damn marker and your spinny ball, even though we know it's flat, and grab your spinny ball and mark on there all the places that you can find with the fog, and see if you can find something in common. Enjoy this rabbit hole fun, folks, fun. I remember the first time I started receiving premonitions like this. I was very young, but the first time it actually came to pass was 9/11. So if I'm dreaming about things, they typically tend to be really big things, really big disasters. Um, be vigilant. Don't listen to the news. I feel like even the smaller news channels now are getting paid by the bigger ones to kind of push narratives along. So if you are not wanting to go into a narrative situation with media, mass media, it's drones, it's aliens, it's blah, it's this, it's that. Like, get grounded. I believe in all those things too, but get grounded and then start drawing out some conclusions. Like, you're going to run an army, okay? And just be like, okay, tactical teams, you go in. What is the most common thing that all of these places have in common? And this is what I've come up with. Shoot me in the comments and let me know where you're at. And sea babies. Sea babies. This is definitely happening in sea, by the way. Maybe you know somebody who is in the military. You should probably see if they can't feed you a few secrets. Anyway, I love you. Enjoy the day. Happy God Sunday. Mwah. I'm so glad I didn't send that off yet. I went hunting again after I left you there. And I was watching this TikTok last night of this elderly lady. Not that old. Maybe 20 years older than me or something. In her mid-60s. Maybe she was older because she was talking about 1945 and she had lived it. She was a little girl. She was older for sure. So almost 80 years old. She looked great. Yeah, she was probably about that age. She looked amazing. Anyway, hey chick, if you're watching my stuff, you look great. Anyway, so she goes on to say that she had seen this fog once in 1945. Something about, I don't know. We're going back to the alien shit again, aren't we? So she goes and she starts talking about how her dad, blah, blah, blah. They'd seen this fog, blah, blah, blah. Something to that was her conclusion. But guess what I just looked up? 1945 volcanic eruptions. There was a four-part system, 4 different volcanoes that erupted. So add that to your checklist. Go check it out. Find out some more. Leave me a comment. Make a video. Maybe I'll find it. I love you.